Hey friends, so today I am out in the garden bed and I'm just going to kind of walk you through, give you a little tour of what's blooming in the garden right now and things that I am liking, because this is just the first year that really we've had everything planted. We planted it all last fall. So this is really the first summer we've had with everything. Some things didn't make it and some things are doing really well. So let's check out things that I'm liking, things that I want to change, and things that I might not like so far. So let's start with the most obvious flower that I love and I can't do without. So at our old home, we moved about 2 years ago, and at our old home I had these massive limelight hydrangeas. I mean, they took up the entire side of our back garage, and I love those. And at some point I'm going to get over there because my brother-in-law and his wife bought the house from us, so I get to go enjoy them still, which is really, really nice. But I have the limelights here and I have them over here in front of the Thuja green giants. But this size was a 3-gallon container and these were just a 1-gallon. So that's why these here are much larger than those over there. But what my idea was is, so we have houses kind of all around us and we have the pool right here, so we wanted to give some privacy. So really what we went for here was to give a really big hedge of beautiful flowers and grasses and just give a little bit more privacy on this side. These are a maiden grass that are behind me. They get pretty large and I just wanted something, like I said, that was going to give me a really nice hedge right here, because the limelights can get up to 8 foot if you let them. And this guy here is the Russian sage and I absolutely love it. Do I think I will keep it here, or I'm going to have to split it every year? I think they're going to get pretty big. They say the first year it sleeps, the second year it creeps, and the third year it leaps. So I'm going to wait and see next year how everything does, because they're getting, I love the size that they're at right now, but they get pretty big. You know, whenever you're planting all of your stuff, the first year you're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect, and then it gets to growing and it gets to be a lot. So I like things to stay a little more tidy in my gardens and not so wild. So we might be transplanting that, probably not transplanting it, more just like dividing it up every year. And I can already see there's some pieces that are like back behind it that have already started to shoot up underground. So they're spreading already, so we'll probably have to divide those. But I'm going to take you along a little bit further and show you some things that have not done super great just this year. So this here is a coreopsis, and I've had these in multiple places in the garden bed. These are the only 2 that made it. So this was a little disappointing because I love the color of them. I like the way that they transition into fall for me. Also the echinacea, some of them did great and some of them are struggling a little bit, if I'm being honest. So I'm hoping that, I mean, they did fine. Some of the echinacea did okay, but I am hoping I'm going to try and leave them and I'm going to try them again next year, and hopefully they'll be bigger and better. There's a couple that are back here that are doing really well, but some of them didn't do so great. So these I'm either going to reorder and put them in, or take them out and put something else in, or divide and transplant some of this other stuff and work that in here. So that's TBD right now what I want to do there. But I'm going to show you these purple guys. These are my second favorite thing behind the limelight hydrangeas right now. These right now are, like I said, my second favorite thing. So my favorite thing and my second favorite thing in the garden. I saw plaids and poppies. I saw Tracy had these in her garden and I really wanted to try them out. This is the Millennium allium, and it's an ornamental onion, and basically they're super easy to take care of. So they just die back. We'll cut them back just because I don't like the way they look when they die. So I'll cut them back and then they'll just die back and they'll come back every spring. They started to bloom for me about midsummer, which is really nice, and then they're gonna bloom until probably for another 2 to 3 weeks. But they give this beautiful, it reminds me of kind of like Dr. Seuss a little bit. I don't remember what movie it was. It'll come to me whenever I'm done filming this, but I love the way these look. They give just that really pretty different interest in the garden. And I'm going to take you, the rest of the garden kind of is similar, but I'm going to show you the other side and kind of what we have going on over there. Over on this side of the garden bed, we have 7 Thuja green giants, and we chose those because honestly we don't know if we're going to live here forever, and we wanted the trees to be large and in charge and something that grows pretty quickly to give us that nice privacy hedge over here. And we bought these and they were already 8 foot tall, so we bought them very large from a local nursery, and hoping, I think they get like 20 foot by 12 foot, so very large. We'll probably, I'll show you here, it'll probably fill up that space really, really nicely. And I just wanted that glow of the hydrangeas here, just a straight glow of them, because at nighttime they really do glow. If you have seen limelight hydrangeas at night, you would fall in love with them too. The rest of the garden is kind of gonna be just a repeat of everything that is up here. But I will show you some grasses that I really like that are different than the maiden grasses that are back there. They stay a little bit smaller. And then I'll show you a container that I have made up back here in the garden. I have a couple grasses back here, and I mostly am wanting to use those. There is a spot in the fence back here, if you can see it. That's kind of an open gap, and typically I don't have my trio of planters there, so it was just an open gap, and with the pool being there, we didn't want to chance it. We have a cover, but I didn't want to chance it with anybody. There's neighbors that have little grandkids and everything like that, so I wanted there to be a grass here that would kind of be like a stopping point. It would stop anyone from kind of going over there. And then over here, I have that same grass. It is a Carl Forrester grass, and I just wanted to kind of hide the pool pipes from the neighbors. It's kind of an eyesore, honestly. So those are 2 grasses that I really like. I have those on the inside of the pool on our landscaping there as well. They just don't get so massive. The bottoms of them will fill out really nicely, but then they just get these light plumes up top, so they don't get really, really big. This one, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure Chris got real Roundup happy one time and scorched part of that. So I think next year it'll do a little bit better. It's kind of looking a little dead on this side, but I'm going to show you this container now. It's last but not least. It is probably my favorite container I've done this year. So let's go take a look at it. So this container is actually an Aquapot Light container. It is a new series this year, and I love it so much. It has that English garden look, which is what I'm kind of going for back here. And this features my all-time favorite, Superbena Amethyst. And I never done the Mini Vista Indigo this year, but I think I'm going to be doing it every single year. It is just performed so well, and it has held its color. It has not faded. I have done nothing to this entire container except give it some water and fertilizer. I haven't even trimmed it up. It's just held its shape really well. And then I have the Prince Tut grass here, and this is my go-to in the Prince Tut series. They have the King Tut, the Prince Tut, the Queen Tut. The King Tut gets way too big. The Prince Tut is pretty much perfect. And then the Queen Tut, I love it. It's dainty, it's fun, and it's different, but it flops over and you're just cutting it off all the time. So while I want to love it, it's just a lot of extra work that I don't want to do. So that, oh, and we have some silver falls in here. But this is my favorite container this year. My heart goes to purple. I did mostly all pink, which I really love everything I've done this year, but next year the house is getting done in purple. A lot of this is going to happen next year. So that is all I have in my garden today, guys. Check back soon and I will give you another tour maybe this fall.